The name of our topic, implementation and application of the law. Implementation and application of the law. Implementation and application of the law. Can you translate this name? Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's реализация or realization. Yeah? Та застосування. Application. Okay. I think you can have some problems with translation of some words. Yeah, because for example, implementation, it's like in Ukrainian впровадження, yeah, or здійснення. That is why it can be some difficulties. But I think if you know this topic in Ukrainian, everything will be okay. Tell me, please, if you heard something in Ukrainian about this topic. No, not yet. Yes. Why not? Or you just forgot something. Okay. So, questions. First question. Alina is here. Yeah?
Да, good morning.
Good morning. I'm glad to see you. How are you? How is your health?
Oh, I'm bad.
Okay. I hope that everything will be okay.
I hope.
So, first question. Implementation of the law. Implementation of the law. We will try to define this term, yeah? Then we'll speak about features of this term, and it will be the process like usual, yeah? We will try to understand what is this implementation of the law. Next question. Application and enforcement. Application and enforcement of the law. And last question, third question, only 3 questions today. And decision-making discretion. Decision-making discretion. This question is not so easy. Discretion. What is this? Don't you know? How can we translate this? Decision-making discretion. No? The main word discretion, розсуд. Okay? And here we'll speak about the discretion of judges. Yeah? Okay. So, the lawmaking in itself is not an ultimate purpose of this process. Yeah? The law acts as a social regulator and as a high social value in case law principles and norms are applied in the actions of social subjects. Yeah, we have some norms. Yeah, we have some acts, and here we can see some process in our social relations. Yeah. Of course, we can speak about that some subjects can act, yeah, and that is why we can see some norms which can regulate these social relations. Yeah. Then the social purpose of law is evident provided legal requirements are voluntarily carried out by the persons. Yeah? Beyond the implementation, the law would remain no more than an official declaration. Yeah? We should implement some norms. Yeah? And only in this way we can see the realization and, of course, then implementation of our social norm, of our legal norms in our social relations. Okay, so the implementation of law is an embodiment of the content of legal norms in the actual behavior. Is an embodiment of the content of legal norms in the actual behavior. Embodiment of the content of legal norms and some rights and duties, yes, in the actual behavior of some subjects of legal relations, yeah, of some persons. Okay, here I can say that you are a party of a civil agreement, yeah. Or, for example, you can rent a car. Yeah, for example, you can rent a car and you are empowered to drive the rented car under the legal norms. Yeah, and the content of legal norms, that contains the rules of the car rent is implemented in the act of your behavior. Yeah, so here we can speak that it is the implementation, yeah, implementation of the law, implementation of some legal norms. Is everything clear? Yeah, it's not so difficult. So then we should speak about features. Features of the implementation of the law. I think you can say something already. Because you know what is implementation, yeah? What do you think? What is the main feature of the implementation? What should it be for this implementation? First, should we have some persons? Yeah. Should we have some legal norms? Yeah. Some. Yeah, of course. Should we have some procedure of this process? Yes. So, first feature, compliance with the legal requirements. Legal requirements. And here we can speak that implementation of the law is always the act of lawful behavior. Yeah, implementation is always the act of lawful behavior, not unlawful. Yeah. Okay. Second feature, social utility. Social utility. I mean here that owing to the implementation of legal norms, various personal and social needs and interests are met. Mm-hmm. Then we said about these features, feature and features too. Next feature, third feature, procedure. Procedure. Because implementation is some process. The implementation of the law proceeds in time and consists of several actions. Yeah, because this process has some parts. Yeah, some parts of this process. Then, volitional character. Something is not good with our Zoom, but now everything is okay. Volitional character. Do you remember what is this volitional? Okay, the persons act deliberately while they are implementing the law. And then state guaranteeing. State guaranteeing. Of course, we cannot be in some implementation without state guaranteeing. Yeah? Of course, the implementation of the law is provided by various legal means, including state coercion. Yeah? An example. Your rights as a driver of the rented car are secured by the state. And you may suit the car lender in case when he or she doesn't return your deposit. Yeah, and here, of course, you can understand that state are the state can secure, yeah, your rights. Okay. Then next moment, in the process of implementation, legal rules must be effectively transformed into lawful behavior. In other words, the social subjects should maximally use opportunities of the law and meet law requirements. Here, I should say that the implementation of the law as a process can be characterized by an objective and subjective aspects. Objective and subjective aspects of the implementation of the law. So, what is this? If we will speak about the objective side of this process, what can we say? Objective circumstances, subjective aspects. You don't know, yeah? Okay, on the objective side, this behavior is prescribed by law. And again, it's not difficult, yeah? Prescribed by law. And on the subjective side, the implementation of the law characterized someone's attitude to the legal requirements and the will to lawful behavior. Implementation of the law characterizes, yeah, someone's attitude to the legal requirements and the will to lawful behavior. Here we can speak that he or she may be interested in implementation of law because of the personal interests, yeah, awareness of public duty, or because just of fear of negative consequences, yeah, because as a result, somebody can get what? Some punishment, yeah, because of unlawful behavior. And that is why, of course, he or she just fear of negative consequences and follow the legal norms. Yeah. Okay. Follows, yeah. Then Next moment, the implementation of law is diverse in its content and forms. So we'll speak about classification, some classification, yeah, and some criteria for this classification. Firstly, and dependent on the subject structure, the implementation of law may be, maybe you know, dependent on subject structure, individual and collective. Yeah, individual and collective. Individual. I think you can understand here that it's unilateral, lawful action of individuals. Can you say about some example or not? Hmm? It's difficult for you now. Okay, for example, making of some view, yeah, or expressing one's opinion, or it can be confession, yeah, it's one individual can do it. Confession, do you know what is this? Yeah, perfect. Then collective, yeah, collective. In this case, legal norms are implemented by permanent or temporary groups of individuals. Yeah. For example, can you implement the law of your group or not? You can, why not? But you should some case for this. Yeah. Okay. For example, it can be some conclusion of a collective labor agreement. Yeah.
Agreement of trade union.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. Or some other organizations. Why not? We have some agreement in our academy too. Yeah. Okay. Next classification and next criteria. Depending on participation in legal relations. Forms of implementation of the law are the following. Depending on participation in legal relations. And here, implementation can be beyond legal relations and in legal relations. Beyond legal relations and in legal relations. Beyond legal relations, the norms of the legal status and competence of the persons, the natural human rights are implemented beyond legal relations. Yeah. For example, anyone may enjoy the right to freedom. For example, the right to freedom of religion. Yeah, without entering in the relations with other persons. Yeah, why not? In here we can speak that this implementation beyond legal relations and in legal relations, yeah, and here of course we can speak about relationship and the most common version of the implementation of law, yeah, relationship. In this case, someone implements legal rules in cooperation with the other persons. Yeah, yeah. And again, it's not so difficult. Then, next criteria and next classification, depending on the degree of activity of persons. Degree, yeah, of what? On the degree of activity of persons. The implementation of law may be. And here again, you can say something, I think, because it's again not so difficult. Here we can speak about active action, yeah, and passive or inaction. Active and passive. Action and inaction. So, when we speak about active implementation, here the legal rights and duties are exercised by physical or intellectual actions. Yeah. What can it be? For example, medical service supply. Yeah. Or execution of a commission, or making a will, and so on. Then passive or inaction implementation. The implementation of law is exercised by refraining from action. For example, legal prohibition are implemented in this way, but not only prohibitions. This passive form of the implementation is absolutely typical for the permissive norms, yeah, that establish the individual's rights and freedoms. And here we can speak about what examples? I said about freedoms and right, yeah, and rights. So passive, yeah, for example, right for life, yeah, it's absolutely passive, yeah. Then right for, I don't know, for dignity, for honor, yeah, freedom of opinion, personal integrity, some privacy, and so on. Okay. Then here we should speak about the main forms of implementation. And here it will be implementation of the law depending on the nature and direction of legal actions. Nature and direction of legal actions. And I'm sure that you know these forms in Ukrainian, I'll say, and maybe you'll remember something. Observance, fulfillment, and usage. Observance, fulfillment, and usage. Okay, can you translate? Observance, дотримання. Yeah, you are absolutely right. Дотримання, виконання, використання. Yeah? Forms of implementation. Форми реалізації. Так? Because then we'll speak about застосування. Yeah? Okay. As a special form of implementation. Yeah, now I think it will be a bit easier to understand this topic. So, observance. And this form of the implementation of the law means that the person refrains from violating of legal prohibitions. Yeah, for example, a majority of the rules of the criminal code. Yeah, and mostly the observance of the law is invisible, usually is not fixed. Therefore, its legal nature is not clearly revealed. So, observance, yeah? Do you want me to repeat this? Yeah, okay, this form of the implementation of law means that a person refrains from violating of legal prohibitions. Refrains, yeah, of violating of legal prohibitions. Then fulfillment. Fulfillment. Виконання, yeah? fulfillment. This form of the implementation of the law means that a person carries out his or her legal duties, obligations. Carries out his or her legal duties and obligations. And in this way, binding rules of law that require active behavior are implemented. Yeah, active behavior. And here we can speak, then we are trying to explain what is observance. Yeah, some person shouldn't do something. Yeah, it can be passive behavior. Yeah, and when we try to explain what is fulfillment here, some person should do, yeah, something, and that is why this behavior is active. Yeah, active. So fulfillment, for example, it can be tax legislation. Yeah, tax legislation. And usage. And here it's again active. Yeah, usage. This form of implementation of the law means that the persons, according to their discretion, use their rights. Yeah, according to their discretion, use their rights. So usage is the form of the implementation of the permissible legal rules. Permissible legal rules. And here we can speak about some norms, for example, of the civil code. Yeah, observance norms of the criminal code. Yeah, fulfillment in some duties and obligations, yeah, in our legislation, and usage, civil code, the norms of the civil code. Okay, I hope it's not so difficult for understanding. So these forms of implementation of the law are considered as direct or ordinary form of the implementation of the law. And here we should turn to the next question. Yeah, and our next question, application. Application of the law. Application of the law. And application, what is application? Yeah, of course, you're absolutely right. In Ukrainian, it's zastosування, but the definition of application, and what is the difference between definition of application and realization or implementation, the right word here, yeah? Implementation. What is application of law? What do you think? Could we say about the same subject of the implementation and application? No. Yeah, we can't do it. Why? Because when we try implement of some norms of law, yeah, it can be absolutely usual person. Yeah, and when we try to do some application of law, the subject of this application should be special. Yeah, what is the special subject of this application? State bodies or non-governmental officials. Yeah, state bodies or non-governmental officials. So it cannot be usual person, yeah, with some rights and duties. No, it's not this case. So application of the law is an activity of state bodies or non-governmental officials. Then they establish, amend, and abolish rights and duties of state bodies. Yeah, you know these words. Establish, amend, and abolish. Can you translate for your understanding? Yeah, встановлення, впровадження, yeah. Then you can use your logical possibilities. Abolish and amend. Amend – це зміна, and abolish – скасування. You're absolutely right. That is why they establish, amend, and abolish rights and duties of state bodies, public organizations, officials, and of course individuals, or use sanctions for violation of law on the basis of legal normative acts. Yeah, of legal normative acts. So significant features. Significant features of the application of the law. Significant features of the application of the law. What is this? Maybe you can say something already, because you know, again, you know the definition.
Because they could be provided by
Special subject. You're absolutely right. That is why the first feature, imperios. Yeah, imperios. I mean, only authorized and competent entities are empowered to apply the law. Yeah. And here again, we can speak about state bodies, local governments, heads and owners of enterprises, institutions, and so on. Then, next feature, maybe this feature will be a bit difficult for you for understanding, but then when I give you some explanation of this feature, maybe it will be very, everything will be okay with your understanding. So next feature, individual, but not in the sense of some subjects, yeah, of this process, but in the understanding of this feature, we can explain from such side. An act of applying the law is a decision in a certain unique case. Certain unique case. Yeah, that is why it's individual. Okay. An act of applying of law is decision in certain unique case. Okay. Next feature, procedural. And of course, the application of the law proceeds several stages. According to the legal procedure, maybe you remember these stages even, yeah? I will speak a bit later about these stages. And again, narrate. Warning, yeah, I'm sorry. We should go.